I really thought I had got away with something. All the time, no one really knows, no one was aware, no one seemed to even detect that I was afraid. I really thought I got away with something. No one ever told me that I never amount to anything, nor did anyone ever say that I should never pursue my dreams. Oh, I fantasize about being a dancer and singer. For your smile, I'd walk a country mile, yeah. For one side of your hair, I could roll the desert sands. But I decided at 9 years old that I was going to have to live this life on my own. So here I am until there I go. I was a good kid. I mean, I would carry people's groceries, and when they would offer me money, I'd refuse. I was a bookworm in my neighborhood library. When things got chaotic at home, I would go ask for permission to go to the library. And I would stay there just as long enough to read one book, and then I'd get my next star. But things got worse. Can you remember a time when you were happy? I mean, for no reason happy, just joyous. You felt safe. You didn't need outside validation. See, my mama was the strongest person I know. When I was afraid, she'd remind me, baby, we're all afraid of something. But if it's your time, it's your time. Don't go through your whole life being ruled by fear. Now, I'm sure my mama's heart ached each time I walked out that door and didn't return until 2 a.m. She said, boy, I just talked to you until I run out of breath. And I could see how tired she had become. And although I felt responsible, my own pain wouldn't allow me to give mama a break. Would the defendant please rise? 15 years to life. And I'm wondering, what the hell does that mean? So I turned to ask my Black attorney in front of my Black judge, how much time will I actually have to serve? I mean, how long will I have to survive prison until I can return home? And he turns to me, looks me dead in my eyes. 7.5 years. 7.5 years you'll serve. Do it well. I look behind me to try to figure out my mother's face, and I'm reminded, hold your head up. Hold your head up, son. You know, words coming from this Black man meant much more to me. Had he been white, yeah, I could say this bastard's racist. Another card carrying member just trying to scheme to keep me down because I'm Black. Send me away, like my aunt from Georgia would say. They just lock you up because you's a Black boy. Guilty, born guilty. From the cradle to the grave, from the school to the prison pipeline, and there's no escape. How do I live on this narrow path that only leads to my destruction? I knew it was up to me to figure all this shit out. But no one heard, no one answered my calls for help. You know, my first day in the LA County Jail was like my first day in juvenile hall. It all felt like confinement. Only until the lights went out did I find safety in solitude. Here I am, high power section, Los Angeles County Jail, Charlie Row, 16 single man cells, warehousing human bodies until time takes away their very souls. Truth be told, for some of us, it was like going home. Guard, open Charlie Row, cell 16. I enter into this row, thinking about my children and trying to calculate their ages by the time I was released, to have my thoughts only interrupted by a familiar voice. Hey, Lil Al, is that you? They got you too? They got me too. Damn. I feel exhausted. I think to myself, like, how will I find a way out of this? A way out of this life I've been trapped inside for years. No help offered, just me and consequences. Guilty by association. Do the crime or not, but you do the time. Just fear as my motivator. I long for a freedom I had no way of understanding. My girlfriend come to visit me. And as she sat across from this thick glass that separated us, we both placed our hands on the window. I stared at her and she smiled. But I sensed something about this visit was different. I positioned myself inside as steady as I could so that I can withstand this anticipated blow. You see, it wasn't uncommon to go on visit only to return with news of a breakup. The phone turned on. Hey, baby, you're beautiful. No, you're beautiful, she said. Al, I'm gonna run for you until you catch the train to Chino Reception Center so you can stack your money and you'll be all right. And then I'm gonna go on and I'm just gonna live my life. Because if you could go in there with 1 year and end up with a life sentence, then once you get to prison, you're not ever coming home. At that moment, pieces of me started to vacate. And I didn't know how much of myself I could save. I couldn't shout, scream loud enough to beg for help. Then she passed the phone to my mom. I held my head up high as if I was about to salute. I could hear this reminder. Hold your head up, son. Mama asked, how are you? How are you, son? You need anything? No, Mama, I'm good. I'm okay. Do you want us to get an attorney, son? No, Mama, no. I have to figure my way out. Did you do it? No, Mama. On this road, there lived a cast of characters, but none more interesting than this one dude we call Stuff. You see, Stuff was this tall brother with a big old 1960 afro, real thin, always smiling as if he knew a secret. Kind of creepy, but respectful. He'd either be standing in front of the bars, holding on to the cell bars, sometimes staring into the two-way mirror, or at the back of the cell singing, "Being the two of us need look no more." And each time I'd stood close to the cell bars and I'd catch him, Stuff, holding on to the bars, rocking back and forth. One day he caught me watching him and he said, "Don't trip. You'll be doing this one day." "Oh, no, not me. That shit is crazy." Before I knew it, I was singing songs, and one day came, Stuff standing at the bars, watching me rock back and forth as I held the cell bars. He smiled.